The life of Gram Parsons was already legendary before he died. As a pioneer of country rock, he helped shape the sound of bands like the Byrds and the Flying Burrito Brothers. He also collaborated closely with Emmylou Harris, influencing generations of musicians. But what happened after his death in 1973 is one of the strangest and wildest stories in rock history. Gram Parsons died on September 19, 1973, at just 26 years old. He had been staying at the Joshua Tree Inn in California's desert near Joshua Tree National Park. The official cause of death was a drug overdose involving morphine and alcohol. His death shocked friends and fans, but the real chaos began after his body was prepared to be flown back to Louisiana for burial. Before he died, Parsons had reportedly made a strange request to his close friend and road manager, Phil Kaufman. According to Kaufman, Gram once said that if he ever died, he wanted his body cremated at Joshua Tree and his ashes scattered in the desert. Whether it was a serious promise or just late-night talk between friends, Kaufman took it very seriously. Parsons' stepfather arranged for his body to be shipped to New Orleans for a traditional funeral. The coffin was placed at Los Angeles International Airport, waiting to be flown out. That's when things took a shocking turn. Phil Kaufman, along with another friend, convinced airport workers that they were authorized to pick up the body. They loaded the coffin into a borrowed hearse and drove it away, effectively stealing Gram Parsons' body. Yes, they stole it. Instead of heading to Louisiana, Kaufman drove straight to Joshua Tree National Monument. Under the cover of night, they took the coffin to Cap Rock, a famous rock formation in the desert. They opened the casket, poured gasoline over Parsons' body, and set it on fire in what they believed was honoring his final wish. The scene was dramatic, chaotic, and dangerous. Flames shot into the desert sky. Tourists in the area reportedly saw the blaze and called authorities. Police quickly began investigating the bizarre incident. By the time they arrived, Kaufman and his accomplice had fled. Parsons' body was only partially cremated. Authorities later recovered the remains and returned them to his family, who eventually buried him in Louisiana after all. Phil Kaufman was arrested and charged with stealing a coffin. Surprisingly, because there were no clear laws at the time about stealing a dead body in that situation, he faced only a small fine, reportedly around $750. The story quickly became rock and roll folklore, cementing Gram Parsons' reputation as a rebel even in death. The wild aftermath didn't stop there. Parsons' music began gaining more attention after his passing. His solo albums, especially GP and Grievous Angel, were re-examined and praised for blending country and rock in a deeply emotional way. Emmylou Harris, who had worked closely with him, carried forward the sound they created together and became a major star in her own right. Over time, the story of the stolen body became almost as famous as his music. In 2003, a film called Grand Theft Parsons dramatized the strange true events, introducing the story to a new generation. For many fans, the desert cremation became symbolic of Parsons himself, romantic, reckless, and larger than life. Today, Cap Rock in Joshua Tree remains a pilgrimage site for music lovers. Fans visit the desert to remember the man who dreamed of blending honky-tonk country with rock rebellion. What happened after Gram Parsons died was indeed wild, a mix of friendship, loyalty, chaos, and legend. In the end, the dramatic theft and desert fire only added to the myth. Gram Parsons lived fast, pushed musical boundaries, and even in death, refused to follow tradition. His story proves that sometimes reality is stranger than any rock and roll myth, and in this case, it was all true.